Hi everyone, it is Mrs. Red here from Mrs. Red's Art Room. I have another video to show you today of this very cute little mini. So I've done the initial sketch up before I hit record because it does take me quite a while to do my sketch, and it's also quite light to begin with, so yeah, the camera just doesn't pick it up too well, so it's just not interesting viewing. So get the sketch done up. It is in my sketchbook, my watercolour, my Winsor Newton watercolour sketchbook, which has interleaves with tracing paper to protect the artworks. You can work on both sides of the paper. I think it's about a 200 or possibly 300 GSM. Beautiful books. A4 in size. So with this artwork, I kind of knew what I wanted to do in my head. There was not a lot of reference that I could go by in regards to any other artworks and what I wanted to do. I kind of knew the process that I wanted to take with this. With the other video that I did last week, which was the Pro Tea flower, I actually put the watercolour down first and then drew the flower into it. So, but with this one, because it's a little bit more complicated, I wanted to actually put the drawing down first and then try my hardest not to stay in between the lines, etc. Didn't really think too much behind the colour that I was going to use. I guess, didn't think too much about it. Just went with the blue and added this tiny little bit of purple. Now this video does run for almost 25 minutes, so I managed in the last video to talk for 19 minutes, which actually quite surprised me. But this one, I'll see how I go before I run out of things to say, and I'll stick on some music. But the idea behind these, apart from the fact that they're done in my sketchbook, the reason I've done it in a sketchbook is because I didn't want to set myself the job of doing a finished artwork. If it didn't look right, if the order that I used the mixed media in wasn't right, I just wanted to do it as a learning exercise. However, as it's turned out, I actually loved the finished example, and I've actually started a little spin-off business from Mrs. Red's Art Room. So Mrs. Red's Art Room, if you've followed me for a while, I am an art teacher. I'm also a graphic designer and illustrator, but I haven't worked in graphic design or illustration for many, many years. I've been focusing on the art teaching. So Mrs. Red's Art Room is predominantly an art teaching business where I create artworks and projects and then teach them to others. Predominantly online, although I am doing a little bit of local work again here on the Gold Coast. And there's always that passion or that need to be able to switch off from being the art teacher and switch on, just not so much being an artist, but just being able to have that time to experiment and play without having to know that what I'm doing has to then relate to students that I'm teaching. So I thought, okay, I'm going to have to do a theme. I need to do a theme. I can't just randomly pick things like I did the Prote flower. I wanted to stick to a theme, and I thought, well, I own a 1961 Mini Morris, which is currently being restored. This isn't a Morris, this is a Rover. So it's a few more years older than mine. The way you can tell the age on the early minis is the driver side and the passenger side doors they didn't have the wind up windows. They had a slider window, so it was in two sections, and that's the mini that I've got, the one with the two sections of the window. Also the badge on the front is a little bit different as well. So this is a mini Rover. I think it's late 60s, probably about 67 that this one would have come out. I have just taken an image online on the internet, and this mini was sitting under a tree. So you will see that there's a bit of reflection in it soon as well, but I did have to do a bit of artistic license on the wheels, the wheel arches, and where the wheels actually sat, because there was actually grass all around them and it was quite dark, especially that front wheel. I've had to really use my imagination for that. But this is a spin-off business. So the name of the business is Grand Old Car, and there's going to be two parts to the business. The first part is the restoration of my Mini, and when she does have a name, of course. Her name is Esther, named her after my grandmother. And so when she is on the road, apart from just enjoying being able to go for Sunday drives in her, we are going to start offering her for hire for, say, school formals, dropping the kids to their school formal, possibly weddings as well. Only having one car and it being a mini is going to be a little bit limiting to be able to offer her for driving brides to their wedding, but it's still going to be a service. So I've created the domain. It's a WordPress website, Grand Old Car, and at the moment she's under restoration, so I need to upload some photos of her as she's being beautifully repainted and all new upholstery, all to look old, of course. She's a 60-year-old lady, I should say. And her original colour is actually turquoise, which is amazing to know that back in 1961 that colour for a car actually existed. So not the same colour as what I'm painting here, much more that sort of greeny blue, but very pale turquoise colour. And someone along the way had given her a pretty professional paint job of red. So she is very worn out red, and you can see a lot of the turquoise coming through. So I'm going to be, it's actually been done, I haven't seen it yet, but she has been stripped of that red, and they're going to put the turquoise back. She's going to be turquoise again with a white roof. She didn't have a white roof to start with, but she will after. And so I'm really looking forward to that. I am a total Mini addict. I drive a modern Mini, 2017 Countryman, and I'll have this little classic as well. But being such a Mini lover and wanting to wear Mini product as well, with any old classic cars, it is hard to find really nice artworks on t-shirts. So I thought, well, hello, I can draw, I can do the layout, being graphic designer and illustrator. So why don't I actually start putting illustrations on t-shirts and tote bags, etc. So that is what I've done. This artwork was never meant to be a finished piece. It was meant to be me playing, having a go, working out what I'm going to use, and in the end it worked out really well. So I'm really glad that I did do it on really good watercolour paper in my sketchbook, because it sits there nice and flat and it's protected. and there's 4 mediums I've used, and I have uploaded the design to t-shirts, tote bags, coffee mug, and a mouse pad, and they are in a new Etsy shop under the same name, Grand Old Car. So you can go and have a look at that, and yeah, if you really like this little artwork and you know someone who's a total mini fan, buy them a t-shirt with this little mini on them. I will do more designs as well, as in maybe some t-shirts that will have a bit of design in the background, maybe a saying as well, play on the mini in sayings, etc. And then from here, I'm going to just keep drawing classic cars. So I will be uploading them all to YouTube, just like this one, and I don't know what my next car is going to be. It's either going to be another Mini, probably a Mini Morris, which is the one that I've got. Different badge. If you're a Mini lover, you recognise the badges as to which vehicle has I've blanked, like brand, you know what I mean. Model, no, not model. I can't remember. Brand doesn't sound right. Yeah, and I would like to do a VW Beetle. I think that would be really cute. Obviously the Combi as well. And then you got some really beautiful old cars like the E-Type Jag, the Porsche 911, the 2002 BMW. That's not the year, by the way. It's the number that the series that they called it, 2002. What else? The MG, the classic MG. You got the MGB, the MGA. I would love an MGA in my garage, along with my E-Type Jag, my 911 Porsche. As you can tell, yes, I am a old classic lover of cars. So just discussing this artwork now. So I kind of knew what I was going to... Whoops, sorry, my phone just rang. I kind of knew what I was going to use for this, but I wish I had got the order different. So started with the watercolour, then went to the pencils, so that's good, happy to do that. But then I go to my Rotring pens to do the doodling in, and there's not much of the doodling video because the pen wasn't, it's the finest of the Rotring pens, a 0.25, and it was just, the ink was just struggling to come through the nib. So I stopped record and just relaxed, moved the page around to suit me, and started the doodling. So as soon as this colour is over, it will all of a sudden be very much finished. And then you'll just see me doing a quick bit of the doodling. But I used white gouache for the reflections on the window screen and the rooftop and the side panels. And I don't know, either put the gouache down before the coloured pencil or after the coloured pencil. I left it till last, and I won't do that again because it overrode the ink of the doodling, etc., and I had to then go back through it and redraw some lines, etc. But you will see that coming up. It should be very soon. Yeah, we get into the doodling very, very soon. But yeah, in general, was really happy with the way this artwork turned out, and I am now really excited to just continue on with more classic minis and other classic models as well, and can't wait to just like do some designs up with some sayings for classic old cars and get them onto t-shirts, etc., so that I can wear them and other people who are the classic car lovers as well can wear them. Anyway, I might, where are we now time-wise? We're at the 15 minutes, so we've got about 10 minutes to go. So I'm going to sign off, put a bit of music on so that you can watch this, and I'll jump back on at the end. Thanks for watching. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that little bit of music in between there just to fill it in. So as you can see here, this is the last layer, which is the gouache, and you can see how quickly it absorbs into the watercolour. That's okay, I did expect that because I watered it down. I didn't want it to be too opaque, but I just wish that I had done it straight after the coloured pencil, I think. That bit on the windscreen now definitely had to be done after the coloured pencil. So yeah, with the next one that I do, I will definitely go watercolour, coloured pencil, then the gouache, then the black pen doodling. But yeah, really happy with the outset of it. And the other thing that I wanted to mention as well was I do run Sketchbook Diaries, which is an online monthly art class focusing on a sketchbook, your style, your pace. We have 2 group lessons every month on Zoom. They're about an hour, and then you also get a 30-minute private one-on-one with me during the month as well, just to discuss your projects and your style, etc., etc. So if you want more information about that, I'll put it in the details of this video as well. And I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching if you are still with me, and please hit the like button on it as well so that it gets a little bit more engagement. And until the next video, don't know which one it's going to be yet. Could be another mini. I think it might be a VW Beetle though. Thinking I might go for something like that in the next one. And with that said, my phone just rang again. Only rings when I'm actually recording. It's always the way, isn't it? All right, enjoy your day. Thanks for watching, and this video will sign off in a minute. Okay, cheers.